for the Greninja matchup. This makes sense. Honestly, I've seen so many Kazuya Greninja sets where Greninja just kind of cleans Kazuya's clock, especially off stage. So maybe he is just switching over to Luigi, but if not, like, this makes sense from a counter pick
Kazuya players do consider it losing from what I've seen. It depends on how optimistically you view Kazuya. And a lot of Kazuya mains are not very optimistic about Kazuya, especially recently. But the thing that's interesting here about this set is this is actually the highest two seeded competitors in terms of distance that we've had. This is 11 and 54 compared to every other set we've commentated, which is usually like a really high one and a really low one. Both of these players are relatively, high seeds. Brogan, of course, is the much higher seed, but 54 at a huge event like this is nothing to scoff at. So this is definitely the closest distance between competitors that we've seen so far this block.
And Drip getting off to a good start here has been really consistent with this corner pressure on Brogan, racking up 118%. Just needs to find one of those fairs in the corner, force him back off stage once again. Brogan has not been able to get a single grab in the set so far. He's just been over and over forced off stage. Wow. Air dodging a little too early there and eating that shuriken and going to lose that first stock rather quickly.
The thing I question about the Luigi pick is that while Greninja may do well in the Kazuya, does the exact same facets not apply also to the Luigi matchup? Where it's like, oh, you can maneuver really well, and you can prevent them from getting in on you, and you can really avoid that signature touch, and you can edge guard them. Does all of that not also apply to Luigi too? I mean, the two are very similar characters when you break them down.
Yeah, there's a little bit more zoning for Luigi with those Zairs and those fireballs. And you can, go for some pivot grabs, some whip punishes like that versus Kazuya has to rely on that electric wind god fist. But again, the mobility is pretty poor. You're on a big stage for Greninja to operate on. So I do think a lot of those negatives do carry over in this matchup as well.
I do have to question the decision to just gentleman to PS2, which was what I assume happened. If there was striking, sure, but usually when you see PS2, it's because they gentleman to it. And I have to question that from the part of Brogan, personally.
But Brogan's starting to sneak his way back in here, but down a lot of percent in this second stock. It is Luigi, so you never know when those grabs can come out to get those confirms, but so far he hasn't been able to land a single grab.
Yeah, Drip has been doing a really good job at playing evasive, which is Greninja's main strength. The thing about it is that your jump is so fast, your empty hop is so good that you can just jump in front of people's shields and you're relatively safe doing so. It is a lot like Fox in that way because of Greninja's gravity, one of the most overlooked stats in all of Smash.
Yeah, just having that mobility is in a quick actions per minute game to be able to react to that too, and react to those jump-ins as well off the ledge. Reading that neutral get-up timing, getting that fair to cover that neutral get-up, and then Drip just immediately getting back to work here, a lot of quick percent. And Brogan has just lived this game off stage. He has not had much of a chance to actually fight on stage.
Oh, wow. The one opportunity we've seen Brogan have so far in this set for an up B, it got whiffed. I mean, the up tilt and the up B usually could confirm, but it's going to be the side B edge guard that allows Drip to steal game one with 2 whole stocks below 100%. That was pretty convincing, honestly. In terms of underdogs, this may be the most convincing one we've had on stream yet, as to where Drip might be the one to finally make an upset in our block here today.
And again, it's always best of 5 in every set, so Brogan does have time to make this adaptation, whether he wants to switch stage, whether he wants to just make some adjustments, whether he wants to switch characters. So we are going to see that switch to Battlefield. Greninja really loves the stage as well, but this does give Luigi more landing opportunities if he does decide to stick with the Palmer. We are seeing him.
Brogan is scrolling over the entire roster, and I truly believe he is considering every single character he's hovered over. Every single one that he has ticked by, I truly believe that he went, what if I go him?
Also, shouts to Drip, who has not only a Drip sweatshirt, but a Drip hat on. He has that shit on.
Talk about commitment to the bit, and you picked one of the only characters in the entire game who actively uses water. I mean, Squirtle is there too, but you don't really main Squirtle, you main PT. So in terms of a water-based Smash player, this is honestly the top pick.
And he did play Mario before, who did have Flood, so he also had that Drip as well.
Wow, there's levels to this. Holy cow. The Battlefield pick, I actually think will benefit Drip more than Brogan, as weird as it seemed. We did see an unfortunate situation there where Drip did not tech the down air, hitting him across the side of the stage. But again, I don't know if Luigi really benefits from platforms all that much, other than a middle central platform. Luigi really likes middle central platforms, but a stage like this where there's a lot of space in between all the plats, I don't know if that's as good for Luigi as it is for someone like Greninja, who really likes those up air juggle situations. We haven't really seen them come out.
I think that's the reason behind it, though, is having that top middle platform gives Luigi somewhere to land and deal with all this intense Greninja juggling that we're going to see come out from Drip. So especially when you're so slow in the air like Luigi is, having that extra landing escape option, I think goes a long way in terms of like trying to mitigate that damage.
I really like the confirm that Drip got, but here we see maybe confirm up tilt, up air, back air from Brogan, looking to seal out this stock and continue this lead that they've built up for themselves. But Drip fighting back in here. Luigi can lose some stocks pretty early, and again, the up tilt, up B is going to miss, but the down B Cyclone, ever reliable, is going to get Brogan out of that situation. A get out of disadvantage card for free, you might say, but
get out of that whip punish, basically.
Exactly.
Option, where you miss that up B, and instead of eating a big punish, you got the punish immediately after. What a character Luigi is.
You know, joke character who suddenly is not very funny anymore. That's how I would describe
attack,
it.
Right? There's supposed to be a joke move that does kill off the side. It's pretty quick.
Literally.
Doesn't have end lag anymore.
Here we go now, Drip at 142. There's a lot of Luigi options that will take the stock, but if Drip can play their cards right, they can get Brogan off stage or on the ledge in a disadvantageous situation and find the stock first. That back throw almost killing, but good DI from Drip is going to save their life. Now in a tech chase situation, the down tilt barely missed, and another Cyclone is not going to take the stock yet again. Drip is living to 174, and as Luigi, this is kind of not what you want to see, but able to find the drop-off Zair into down air, and that's going to take the stock off the side. Now, Brogan at 94% has the potential to win the game right here and now with one grab, but Drip in a good position to where this is not an insurmountable lead by any stretch of the imagination. You can easily find a Nair into fair at ledge here and be put into an even game. It's just a question of how much more can Brogan get off of this stock before it's lost. You're going to see.
See him basically living in the corner of Battlefield right now, not trying to deal with any of the Greninja juggles on stage. Doesn't want to be put in a situation where he has to eat a down tilt up smash. That's really the main thing he's got to look for at this percent if you're Brogan. And playing that corner like that, he doesn't have to worry about it.
Exactly. Now we see Brogan on the ledge again. Drip tried to go for some water shurikens, gets the forward throw. Brogan is far off stage, and that back air is going to seal out the stock. Now 66% is at a right little percent window as to where Luigi can get a lot of confirms. But if Drip finds something saucy, this game can be even once again.
And we've seen how strong Drip is at edge guarding Luigi in this set. We saw last game, he sealed it out with that side B on the side B read. So we could see an edge guard if the right opportunity comes out. But we're getting that down throw, down B. Is that going to take it? Not quite. Great DI coming out from Drip. Lives to see another day in this stock, but needs to get Luigi off stage. Here we go.
Oh, no! Let me break that down moment by moment. So we see Drip live that down B Cyclone, has had great DI all set. Makes it back onto the stage. It gets a back throw on Brogan. Brogan goes for the side B, and Drip knows that he's going to go for the side B, so runs off and counters. However, the spacing was barely off to the point where the side B doesn't actually connect with the counter at all. So now the two of them are in the same airspace, just staring at each other awkwardly, and Brogan rips down air. It does not spike, but rather sends into the stage. Drip wasn't ready to tech it, just like they weren't ready to tech it earlier in that very same game, and loses to it. That was a crazy end to what was otherwise a very serious, straightforward game, and we're going to run it back to PS2. Drip won game 1 on here. There's no reason not to come back here.
And I respect going for that counter in that situation, too, in the last game, though. You're down by a good amount of percent, and if that connects, you win the game right there.
Absolutely.
You go up 2-0, and you had such a strong game 1 as well, too, so you feel comfortable whether you win or lose that game.
Unless
you have
Greninja's counter. Unless Greninja's counter just doesn't work and you plummet to your death. That has happened, you know, to many a Greninja main before, but...
Greninja's a wacky character, man. Your best kill confirm is that down tilt up smash. Sometimes it doesn't work depending on the platforms, the characters. Just a lot of multi-hits that don't quite pan out sometimes.
Honestly, I don't know if I want to live in the world where Greninja is perfectly functional. I honestly think the dysfunction is the balance, you know? Here we go. Now Brogan's got Drip on the ledge. Quite a reversal from what we've seen the previous 2 games. Gets the down throw into back air. Drip was DIing in because, you know, you don't want to die to a throw there. That's going to make that down throw back air even more confirmed.
But as we've seen, when Brogan has that lead, his defense is really strong with this character. He doesn't necessarily have that lock-in for those lower percent Luigi kill options, but his defense is really strong. But offstage in a tough spot right now. But now offstage himself is Drip. Immediately getting back to work, forcing him off stage onto the other side, going for that back air, but great low recovery coming out from Brogan.
Absolutely. Not going to be in a position to get back aired, but the whiffed grab is going to lead into a water shuriken kunai fair from Drip here, which is going to bring us basically into an even game here. And now Drip has Brogan off stage with a water shuriken in a bad position. Gets hit by the up B though. Drip kind of disengaging because you don't want to lose your stock to a Luigi reversal. That's like the one thing you don't want to have happen right now. So we're returning to neutral, throwing out some more water shurikens, gets the nair. No fair out of it though, so Brogan's going to down B Cyclone to get out of that situation. We're returning back to neutral. Brogan's using a lot of crouching to avoid some of these sweeping options from Greninja's aerial. Gets the F tilt down there. Brogan's recovering on the ledge once again. Drip is better off looking for some option to cover it. Gets the down tilt and the up smash. And now Drip at 83% could lose this stock right now. It's all a question of how much further can you push it before you lose it.
Really just needs to avoid that grab from Luigi at this percent. And Drip's done just a fantastic job of being in Luigi's airspace and not overcommitting. Sometimes he goes for the whip punishes like we see there, and he's just really good at nickel and diming Luigi for those guaranteed combos, but gets the grab there and does get that up B confirmed, so not too worse for wear is Brogan going into this last stock. Such an important game too as well. In this game 3, you get that counter pick advantage if you win this game, and you see Brogan just immediately trying to go for those grabs in the corner that Luigi loves.
That was honestly the first time I've seen Brogan go for an up B confirm that worked. Does that mean that Brogan's woken up? We'll have to see throughout the rest of this set. Brogan now has Drip on ledge in a bit of an advantage position here. Gets the nair out of shield. Drip looking to reset neutral to find another opening to maybe seal out this game in their favor. But Brogan now on the ledge. This is a dangerous place to be for Luigi. It's a fair, good Zera to dash attack, and, you know, we're back to even percents. But this is percentage for, you know, confirms. Does Brogan have them online now that you've hit that first one? But, you know, could have been a fluke. We'll have to find out. And whether or not it was a fluke, I think is what is going to decide this game.
Oh, yes. He got the air god he saw it was out, and that was a guaranteed down air into back air. Great recognition coming out from Drip to take that game and go up 2-1 in the set, and now he has that counter pick advantage.
The guts to do that. The guts. I mean, the absolute nerve you have to down air on your last stock on game 3. What would you have done if you had died there? You would have been down 2-1, but now you are up because you had the guts to go off and do what no one else will do. Down air into back air, which was confirmed. And now, thanks to your bravery, you are on the verge of upsetting the 11th seed of the entire tournament. Can you do it, Drip? You have 2 more games to do it, either this one or game 5, and we're going to Battlefield to see whether or not you've got what it takes to make a big upset here at Honeypot 7.
Immediately forcing him off stage, as we've seen time and time again in this set. Drip just immediately getting back to work and putting on that corner pressure. But Brogan taking us back to Battlefield, place where he won that game 2, just to try to mitigate some of that advantage state from Drip. But being forced off stage, going for that recovery, but getting put off stage in a really bad spot.
Oh,
he saves him there.
Wow, the recognition lacking from Brogan. That Drip was dead there. Finds the back throw either way, but that could have been a really bad position had Drip been allowed to get back into the game like that. Something I saw chat bring up that I really want to agree with now is Drip is composed. He's calm. We saw him down air off stage, and he didn't even like break a sweat. Drip is a cool operator right now, and that's what it takes to beat Luigi, especially a Luigi of this caliber that we know Brogan's at. But Brogan, no slouch. The 11th seed of the tournament for a reason, has been in numerous situations like this before. It's just a question of whether this is going to be another clutch from the depths of hell, or whether or not you're going to choke and be down in losers before pools are even over.
And again, getting that grab in the corner, continuing to apply that pressure, almost getting reversal himself because of that down B. Just needs to find that last big hit, forcing Luigi off stage and getting that back air before the side B can come out. So Drip only at 59% on his first stock.
What I really like,
fantastic work so far.
What I really like from Drip in that situation is that you went off and water shuriken and it missed, but then you water shurikened again and you B-reversed it so that you could hit that back air. That is the technical ability that you can use with Greninja, like you can with Samus or any other character with a charging neutral projectile, to put yourself in a good position to hit your better aerial in that position off stage. Bear is better than fair in that certain circumstance. So Drip was able to use that tech to the best of his ability to find that stock. That is what separates a good from a great player.
And just again, Luigi just not really getting to play the game on stage very much. Getting that forward smash that sent him launched off with that trade in the side B, but getting traded himself into the stage, he has not teched one of those situations yet in this set. That's really been what's keeping Brogan alive in this set still.
Gotta get your techs on point, Drip, or you could lose this. But honestly, that may have been the latest hit of Green Missile I have ever seen. I would not have teched that personally. Maybe the other ones, but definitely not that one. My goodness, I was not expecting that to hit at all. But now, we see Brogan one grab away from winning this game and bringing us to a decisive Game 5, but Drip has not lost this just yet. Only 40% on the board. If you can play evasive and slippery enough, you can bring Brogan down to his last stock without too much of a deficit on the board.
And Brogan just playing that turtle playstyle that he's so good at, just taking the hits as they come, getting that parry on the jump in, just continuing to put on just tic-tac damage here with Luigi's aerials, and now at that percent where a grab up B will seal the deal, but missing the DI on that tornado, and it is going to take us into this Game 5.
I mean, if you're going to miss DI, a down B, you want it to be not in Game 5. You would rather have it be in Game 4. But also, that was the top platform of Battlefield. That is a rough spot to get hit by Luigi Cyclone, let me tell you. Honestly, something I've just thought of is that, like, why doesn't Brogan go Wolf here, I wonder? You know what I'm saying? Into this matchup specifically, does Wolf lose to Greninja? I'd have to check. But, like, I'm thinking about it again, and I'm seeing chat ask if he has any other characters, because apparently, you know, again, Luigi and Kazuya, very similar characters. If one loses, the other probably does too. And it's just interesting to see, like, the commitment, you know, but you have to respect it to a certain degree, as to where, you know, you can deal with the situation. There's a bit of a situation happening off. Sorry,
I was not even thinking about the fact that I was holding it over all this power
my co-commentator almost got electrocuted to death. But more importantly, this Game 5 between Brogan and Drip, we are running it back to PS2. Drip has had great success on this stage and may continue to have it, but we're going to have to see here. They're playing around each other right now, getting low percent on each other. Brogan gets a good grab, chases Drip. Drip tries to disengage a little bit to kind of return to neutral here. Here we go, throwing out water shurikens. Brogan really trying to find a good combo starter. Brogan off stage. Drip really wants an early edge guard here. Is he going to go for the side B? Not quite. Brogan able to make it back onto the ledge. Now throwing out some more aerials. Drip is in a bad position at 84%. Clings to the ledge to avoid it. Here we go, now in center stage, gets the down air, into the nair, into the forward air. Tremendous combo coming out from Drip, hitting the down air, nair, double forward air to take Brogan's first stock. The crowd is coming alive for these two right now. The down throw Cyclone is not gonna seal it out. Drip's DI holds true, and now Drip is gonna have an opportunity to get some phenomenal extra credit on this second stock here. Is it a question of will Brogan seal it out? A down throw into back air is gonna hit on the sour spot. Not gonna do it just yet. Drip is off stage, falls out of the dash attack. Now back on stage, gets that Cyclone. Mashes out of the grab. Good job from Brogan there. Gets hit by the rapid jab though. Returning to center. A semblance of neutral returning in what has been a very volatile game so far. Avoids the grab. Sour spot of back air yet again. Oh man, I know that there is a kill option. Almost anything can kill Drip at this percent, especially Greninja. The Cyclone's gonna do it. Even on the bottom of the stage, it's gonna kill off the top of PS2. Oh
Finally, evening things back up there is Brogan, immediately getting back to work with that tornado. But man, this has been a really back and forth opener to this Game 5. Both these guys want it. You hear the crowd getting into it for both Nebraska and from Minnesota. A lot from both scenes, forcing him off stage with that hydro pump. Just barely getting back there. But man, such a back and forth game so far.
I think Drip teched on the ledge there when the down air came out. Guess the dare doesn't quite get a follow-up though. I think up B would have worked. Barely avoids the grab. Now we're playing it safe. Gets the jab. Brogan's on the ledge yet again. Hits a soft nair, not able to find anything. Gets the grab. Is this going to be up B? It's going to be back air. It's not going to kill quite yet. That was the proper choice from Drip to avoid an up B, which would have killed. Another tornado, not going to do it quite yet. Drip's DI holds true. Now upping back onto the stage. The grab, back throw could do it, but it's not. Once again, Drip has had an excellent DI this entire stock. The counter off the side is going to kill Brogan in a phenomenal reversal that now puts Drip in the driver's seat of this Game 5. But now Brogan seals out the stock. We are going last stock, fresh stock, Game 5. There's no other way a set like this could have ended. Brogan's off stage on the ledge here. Drip finding the rapid jab. Has Brogan in a bad position, tries to find the down smash. That would have put Brogan in a terrible position. The Cyclone not going to hit. Up throw, up air. You're in a juggle situation. How are you going to get down from this? Gets the grab, whiffs it. Now the dash attack. Now Brogan's the one in advantage. Has Drip on the ledge. Gets the nair.
Just force him off stage. That dash attack would have confirmed into it on a lot of characters that use that Cyclone to get out. And still a grab can keep Brogan in this game. Drip looking like he wants none of that right now, just continuing to put on that safe corner pressure. Gets the dash attack. Air dodge off stage will save Brogan's life, but he still needs to find that offense.
If you had gone for down air, you would have been crazy. Both of them getting back on stage. They're playing so dangerous off stage right now. Gets the nair. Doesn't get into the tech chase situation on the ledge, which would have maybe been a bad spot. Gets the air dodge read. Now you're off stage. You need a misfire to come back from this. Down.
And he does have that jump. Okay. He does save it. And he can get that down throw down B. But again, another side B coming out from Drip. And he
That's
does
gonna do it.
The air dodge. And that will be the game for Drip. Taking that Game 5 to advance into top 64 winner side.
And the crowd